Rudy had always liked Christmas. Festivities, fast food, and lots of it, fighting and drinking. Yes, it was all rather smashing stuff. As he emerged from the baking hot tunnels of the underground, Rudy noted a light dusting of snow beginning to fall. Oh, a white Christmas, jolly good. A quick walk back to the... And here Rudy, to his credit, removed the words bit of totty and replaced it with nice young woman. This was progress, and he felt quite proud of himself. Looking down, he saw that he had, while being on the tube, been sent a couple of messages from various chat groups, mostly workmates, sending amusing pictures and responding with laughing emojis. He added a few of his own, also a couple of classics. It kept the banter bus on the road. Then, to his surprise, he had a voicemail. Who left phone messages nowadays? It was Maria, Twinny. She sounded old. Well, children, they suck the life out of you. Also get jam everywhere. Sticky buggers. He listened as he walked. Rudd, you really need to pick up your damn phone. What if there had been an emergency? You really... What? No, sweetie, Mummy is on the phone. Mummy is talking to Uncle Rudolph. Sweetie, Oh, you hear that, Ruds? Sally is so excited that her Unky Rudd is coming for Christmas lunch. Because you are. Come and see your family at least once this year. You're not upsetting your niece. She's getting her drawings ready to show you. Do the right thing. For once. Rudy sighed and put his phone in his pocket. He hadn't liked the for once. Sure, he was no saint, and maybe he was a bit of a scamp, but it wasn't bad. He didn't... And here he paused, trying to think of a sin that he had not committed. Drink? Yes. Smoke? Yes. Gamble? Made things fun. Lust, wrath, pride, greed, gluttony, sloth, envy. Rudy actually applauded himself. Chopping well, smashed the sins there, rudders. So, he was no angel. But he had never kicked a dog, which must count for something. He began to trudge down the streets, hands in his pockets, a festive tune on his lips. Such a good egg. When he got in, Sigrun was playing on the PlayStation. He supposed he was lucky. A tall, beautiful blonde woman, born and bred in Iceland. How were your friends? Boring. Sigrun nodded, the little figure on the screen, making a leap for a platform, missing, plummeting to its doom. Grimacing, Sigrun put down the controller. I have something for you. Yes? She reached under the sofa and presented him with a wrapped gift. Oh, you shouldn't have. Really, she shouldn't have. He didn't have anything for her, which might not be the point of gift-giving, but worth noting. He tore the paper apart to find a jumper inside. Wool. Handmade. Oh. How disappointed had he seemed, because he felt pretty damn disappointed. He was unsure what he had been exactly expecting, but this hadn't been this. You don't like it. When would I wear it? Tonight. To stop the Yule Cat getting you. She said it. Just like that. As if it was a simple thing. Like they were discussing the day the bins needed to go out. Get a jumper. Escape a cat. Excuse me, did you say something about a cat? Do you not have the Yule Cat? The facts of the matter were these. To the people of Iceland, the night of the 23rd and the morning of the 24th of December are of great importance. During the night, two creatures walk the earth, a troll and her cat, while Grula, the cat's owner, peeps in at windows and looks for naughty children to boil into soup. The Yule Cat hunts. The cat is winter, cold and unforgiving. It crawls in windows and under doors, ready to seize unwary sleepers. The only thing that might stop it is wearing a nice new piece of clothing given as a gift. Rudy poured himself a glass of wine. He sipped, deep in thought. Have you ever seen this Yule cat? Well, no. I have always been given a piece of clothing each year, which has protected me. Rudy took another, larger sip. Why was it always the pretty ones who were? And he mentally steered his inner thoughts away from cocoa bananas. If it wasn't crystals or horoscopes, it was fairy tales. Rudy smiled, which he hoped was an encouraging smile. Well, quite. So you'll get a piece of clothing and the cat ballywell trots off. It has to be given to you by someone who loves you. And then she stared at him. Such expectations. Why was she springing this now? And at Christmas? Rudy knew he could handle this with decorum and tact. 30 minutes, and a couple of thrown books later, Sigrun was gone, leaving the echoes of some strong words and the shards of a broken plant pot. Rudy settled down for an evening by himself. Had it been his plan? No. But those who planned ahead were lost. Carp the diem and catch the worm, that's what he always said. But he did feel a little bit cheated. He allowed himself to snarl, a bit of totty, which did make him feel slightly better. He had even put on his stay-at-home gym jams. They had Sonic the Hedgehog on. He thought them pretty funky. Not the sort of thing one wears when there's a beautiful blonde in your front room, but for an evening sitting alone on the sofa and playing some games. Oh, perfect. Hell's bells, it was still early-ish. He had a fridge full of Christmas nibbles, the best bits, the sides. No one to stop him bunging the oven on and just cooking some pigs in blankets, even if he wouldn't have them to eat in a couple of days. He was hungry now. I deserve good things. As he spoke, a fine mist exited his mouth and hung there for a second. Rudy looked at it confused. He hadn't felt cold. Was that snow tapping on the window? Tap, 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 tap. Yeah! The hell? It sounded almost animal-like. He was starting to feel a bit chilly. He checked the radiator, but as his hand touched it, he felt the warmth was being pulled out of him. Hungry. There was something out there. He had just heard it. Oh, that wasn't just the wind, was it? He peered out the window into the darkness. Something was moving out there. Even if it was just a story, better to be safe. He pulled the jumper over his head, but his body felt so cold. Yeah! I dashed to the window. A shape in the darkness crouched on the windowsill. It seemed to sigh in satisfaction. Found him. It moved, touched the glass. Beautiful fractal shapes began covering the pane. Why was it here? A gift of clothing. Tick. Given the night before Christmas Eve. Tick. By a loved one. Curses. Time for another plan. Pulling off the jumper, Rudy glanced at the clock. Trains had stopped, but he could still get there through the snow to Maria's flat. Oh, what choice did he have? Sit here and freeze to death? So Rudy pulled on his woolen hat, never-worn running shoes and goose-down jacket, and he began to run. The man in Sonic pajamas fled across the snow, and the Yule cat followed. After a while, Rudy was beginning to slow. Oh, he hadn't been going at a great speed, despite his pajama bottoms being covered with the words, "Gotta go fast!" Rudy couldn't. Months of, "I'll go to the gym next week," were starting to catch up with him. His teeth chattered. Oh, this wasn't mythical. It was a man running in his nightclothes. His mind was going and his vision was swimming. Rudy fell. He could just lie down and go to sleep in the snow. The scream woke him. The creature was still out there, watching. Oh, no fun if you just gave up and died. Rudy pulled himself up and began to limp forward. Sliding on the ice that had formed in the hallway, Rudy stumbled towards a furious Maria. "What are you playing at?" He pushed past. "Clothes! I need clothes. Please, just give me something to wear. It is midnight." So close. Glanced at the clock. 2 minutes. There was still hope. "Maria, please, it's going to kill me." "Why did I even let you in? You're half dressed." He felt paws on his shoulder, whiskers brushing against his face, the thing vibrating with pleasure. "Oh, God, it's so cold." Rudy shut his eyes. There were jaws around his neck, teeth piercing his skin, icy cold needles drawing out warm blood. Oh well, he had tried. And then there was something soft in his hand. "You said you were cold, so you can have my jumpy. Unky Radrad." He opened his eyes. In his hand there was a cartoon snowman on a tiny, colourful jumper. He looked down. Clutching at his arm was a very sleepy-looking child in her new Christmas pyjamas. "Merry Christmas, lovely Unky Redhead." "Merry Christmas, Sally." Love you." "I love you too." He fell to his knees in gratitude. Down the back of his neck ran a sandpapery tongue. Good. The hunt was over and he was alive. Rudolph knelt, his arms wrapped around the tiny child, her eyes gritty from sleep but still enjoying the attention. "I got new jammies from Mummy. I have Olaf, like Olaf." "You good girl." "Good. She got out of her bed way after her bedtime. It's fine." "It's not fine. Sally, straight back to bed. Naughty little girls don't get any presents." Tap. Not naughty, please don't call her that." Tap. Tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Rudy held the child as tightly as he could. "Don't look, Sally, don't look." But of course she does. And Christmas, all naughty children, the little kiddies, they love to peek. She looks over her uncle's shoulder at the old woman with long, wild hair and a face that seemed ancient, standing outside the window. But they were on the 9th floor. One hand raised in greeting, the other hand held a sack already bulging and wiggling. Behind her, a huge cat with massive yellow eyes, frost coating its mouth. Its smile unnaturally wide, showing its blood-soaked teeth. Slowly, it winked at him. Rudy held his eyes shut, pulled his knees close, and braced himself as the window began to open. Maria just heard the scream of a snowstorm. Rudy heard only the yowling of a beast. Sally, on the other hand, she heard Grula. "Naughty girls should be in beds, sweet dreams floating round in their heads. Those who do what they should not end up cooked in Grula's pot." The window shatters inwards, bringing the snowstorm inside. The blast of freezing air, hands snatching the girl from his arms, the feel of cold fur brushing past him as a large animal leapt and seized the screaming woman, the ripping of flesh. Rudy lies down in the snow and broken glass. Exhausted, defeated. Winter has come. As it always does.